Good morning. This is Chandra from Mac Technologies. And today in our show, which is called Top Brass Likeable Leaders, I'm graciously inviting two global leaders in our show. One is Mr. Neville Guant, who's a global guru, and he teaches a lot of chief executive around the world. With 45 years of corporate experience, he is now the MD of MindFit Limited. See, so he will talk more about what MindFit is, and you can see the attitude which is written behind him. We will cover that during the discussion. One more personality we have today in our show, that is Mr. Satya Madala, who's the MD of Single Point Solution. Single Point Solution is a very light organization, a rather startup, which is making a buzz in the market, and they operate in the area of EV charge solution. So with this small introduction, I welcome both of you on the show, which is called Top Brass Likeable Leaders. Neville, today's discussion is about how to make a winning pitch, how to get more customers, how to improve results. What do you think should be done for a chief executive or by a company to improve our pitch so that we have more clients and we improve our results?
Well, thanks, CK, and good morning, and really nice to meet you, Satya. The simple answer is stop pitching. And I know that sounds a bit ridiculous, but if you talk to the best salespeople in the world, they do anything but sell. They have a chat, they have a discussion, they find out what the problems are that potentially people can fix. So you literally stop pitching, because whatever you're pitching, it comes over as you're selling. And nobody likes to be sold to, really. But on the other hand, we don't mind having a conversation, do we? Just like we're having a conversation here. You know, we've got thousands of people watching, and over time, even more people are going to be watching. So if we're having a conversation that they can feel part of, then you're not selling. I hope that sort of makes sense. It's very against the standard norm, but like anything else in the world of sales, we'll talk sales now. People buy from people. The problem with that phrase is that a salesperson has got hold of it because it's not long enough. So if you think of the phrase that we exist, people buy from people. The real phrase is people buy from people they know and they trust. And immediately you can't see the word trust because it's gone out of the screen. So what we need to do is get people to trust us. And you, Satya, are a diamond as far as I'm concerned, because you've got a real 21st century product. Let's call it a product. It's probably more of a service, but we'll get to that in a minute. And it's solving a real problem that everybody's got today. So let me just ask you a couple of questions, okay?
Yep.
So what is the problem that you're solving in the world today?
See, we are more concentrated on client pain points. Like I can say, actually, in an industry, when I started my career with some sort of, BPO works. Then later we transform it into technology. Then we transform into mobile technology. Then we transform into IoT. Then we transform into IoT automobile, which is into right now emerging solutions in the automobile sector, which is EV solutions. Right now, when I'm addressing your question, actually we are looking at, just when I go to a client, so I'll try to find out what exactly they're doing right now and what can be inserted by what we can replace with the technology. So we find out that, and we are working purely towards to that, and we are trying to come up with a solution on hardware as well as in a software. So nowadays, actually, when I go to a client, say for example, if they wanted to track something, like we will try to find out what exactly they wanted to track, whether it is a human, whether it is a anything, or any item or any equipment. So we try to work towards to that. See, like sometimes when I sometimes I work with some clients wherein actually they wanted to find out what sort of equipment and what is the service equipment requires, and how many hours the equipment is worked, and how many hours actually this man is working with that equipment, and what is the production and combination of this equipment and man. So these sort of solutions actually we provided some predictive analysis, and we provided some analytics which will be useful for our management. So we so far we worked towards to that in a IoT sector. Then we migrated to EV solutions, which is electrical vehicle solutions, which is pretty much going in the world, pretty much extensively using in the world, where actually we are into A to Z EV solutions. So A to Z EV solutions means from hardware to till software, we created an ecosystem wherein if anybody wants to create an EV infra, then immediately they can connect to our ecosystem. So automatically the machines will talk to the cloud. So wherein actually users can utilize the services directly by using their mobile phones. So this is what we are right now. It's a very brief. What we are doing is we are into IoT. So we are into IoT automobile sector. So we can apply our IoT solutions to any of the any of the solutions, any of the industry, any sector. We can apply our IoT solutions. So this is what we are doing right now.
Okay, you mentioned some real technical words there that a lot of people might say, well, EV, IoT, and you mentioned the word solution all the time.
Yep.
So let's peel that one down. Okay, planet. I want to buy an electrical car, and I want to know that I'm going to have the best solution and literally take away my problem. So what could you actually provide for me?
See, now actually we are work with some of the OEMs, and we work with some of the infra companies, and we work with we are going to work with users also. Now, say for example, anybody wants to buy a EV car, electrical vehicle car, so electrical vehicle. So what we are doing is we are providing a domestic charges wherein actually the user, the electrical car owner, can charge his car by using our charger with any of the plug. Like that plug can be a 3-pin plug, which is a 3-phase 3-pin plug, as well as actually it can be a 250 watts plug, or it can be a 160. But our charger will charge the car with a domestic charger, which is provided to OEMs. Recently we have given one domestic charger to one of the OEM. So that will do this sort of work. And another thing is now, so once the EV car is charged fully, then it go for from 200 miles to up to 300 miles. So now actually it requires some rapid chargers. It requires some rapid chargers to charge the car within a 20 minutes time. So where we come into the picture, and we created some sort of commercial chargers on the road. So wherein actually user can, the EV vehicle owner can go to the charger and take the mobile application and put the gun into the car and take the mobile application, and by paying some sort of commercials, then they can start their charge. They can charge their car. They can charge their vehicle. It can be 2-wheeler or 3-wheeler or 4-wheeler. So that sort of solutions we provided so far. and which is on into the cloud, and with our ecosystem, it is possible even to reserve the slot also, to reserve the slot of that EV charger in the commercial space.
Which is an iPhone. I've got a particular adapter for that iPhone.
Yes.
Every time I change my car, I have to buy a slightly different adapter to be able to charge my phone. It charges at the same rate. It doesn't charge at the same time. And if my children have got a Samsung or any other Android, it can't use the same charger.
Yeah.
So I've got to continually go and buy lots and lots of different charger. But what you've just said to me is, not only is it just one charger with a uniform arena, but actually I can choose the speed of how quickly I want to charge it.
Yep.
Which again, to the consumer, is absolutely brilliant, because one of the problems we know of electric vehicles today is that they've actually got quite a limited journey time.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear of up to 300 miles. I actually watched a car program the other day, and Audi have made a vehicle that actually has only got 12 miles because they've made it for a very specific use. And the other thing we do know is that I'm old enough to remember the first mobile phones, where the actual phone was about this size, and then the batteries filled up the trunk. so I am old enough to remember those sort of things. But this is the we're in this 21st century arena. We don't need to be down that route. And I just think of what you're doing is absolutely fantastic, and we need to get that message out there. But equally, we need to get the message about you. Who is Satya? You know, you've come on a journey, but now you're in a very particular market space. If I may say, you're probably a market leader. You know, and having said that, I mean, it's a big global world here, but you are probably a market leader, as I would call it, and therefore you're an influencer. So let's just ask you a couple of questions about what motivates you. Why have you gone down this particular arena?
See, like when I see in the market, actually, I'm a pure techie guy. Actually, well, I started my career in 1998. So I started my career with I started my career as a Java programmer. So I worked in Singapore for 6 years, and I worked on so many technologies, and I worked on so many almost all operating systems, wherein I found some gaps wherein actually wherein I can come and create some products for the market, wherein actually that's what I found. Then later, when I came back to India, I saw some gaps where in the market there is no much services come and serve to these manufacturing industries and users. So I took that advantage, and slowly I started my company and migrated to many technologies, and finally landed and worked in mobile technologies, and later we migrated something like this. Then later part, actually, where I found a lot gap, actually people are concentrating on normal what do you say, like normal solutions, like normal day-to-day activities, but no much competition in automobile sector. Not a competition. People are not actually much going through that automobile sector, wherein actually I took that advantage, and I came up with a product for the for a car, wherein actually once you insert my IoT device in the car, it tells you what's the problem in your car. So, and at the same time, the car will let you know. Actually, the car always connects with your mobile phone. And say, for example, if there is any service need, your mobile will alert you. Say, for example, if there is any oil change required, your mobile will alert you. So that sort of IoT technology, we developed in our company, and we are taking it to the market, and actually some of the companies are using our technology. And the later part, actually, when I see in automobile sector, what is the updated one, what is the updations we can do. So wherein actually when I see that updations, so EV sector, wherein actually people are talking about the EV vehicles, but they are not ready to buy because there is no infra. So when there is no infra, why don't we look into that infra? So when it comes to first, infra means charging station. So why don't we come into that space, and why don't we build our own chargers, and why don't we build an ecosystem to connect all the infra companies to that ecosystem, and why don't we provide a solution to the user to charge their cars. So this motivated me to develop a particular ecosystem, and to develop a particular chargers. So, and to work with the OEMs also. We are actually much we are providing some sort of ecosystems, and we are providing some sort of hardware, and we are providing some sort of software solutions for the users. So this is what we motivated ourselves on the automobile sector.
I get it. I mean, and I can see when people say that, or you say you're a very technical person, it comes over loud and clear. You are that in depth, Java type person. I can script it. I can see the problem out there. I can fix it. So you are if you like, a Mr. Fix It arena. But you in many respects, what comes over you, you're a bit of an evangelist as well, because someone has to start to push the envelope.
Yep.
And what I'm getting from you is you are that classic entrepreneur. I'm not going to wait for anyone else to do it. I can do it, and I'm going to go and do it. And the interesting thing is, if there's a market for it, then we'll make it work.
Yes.
And that is absolutely key. So anyone listening to hear what you do as a person and what drives you on is now understanding why you're doing it. You're seeing an opportunity. But the interesting thing is that opportunity is a problem for lots of people, and they'll shy away from it. Yep. But we need innovation people like you. We need technical people like you, but equally we need other people that can convey our message elsewhere.
Yes.
And part of what we're doing today is trying to convey that message. So I talk a lot about being in collaboration with other people. I mean, CK was very generous at the beginning, so I had 45 years of international experience. That would probably make me nearer 70 than 60. But my background has been oil and gas. Now, it's the antithesis of what you're talking about. You're talking about clean energy, and I'm talking about very dirty energy. Okay, but the point is, we needed oil and gas to be where we are today. And one of the important parts about oil and gas that not many people understand is that they understand that it's very expensive, because that's why we pay the ridiculous prices at the pump for our heating oil, heat our houses, etc. But what they don't understand is what makes the industry tick, what makes the industry be as economical. I use the word not lightly, very strongly. What makes it cheap to run? And a lot of people will say, Neville, what are you talking about? Oil's very expensive. The point is, it would be a lot more expensive if we didn't work smartly.
Mhm.
So if we didn't work collaboratively. And one thing that I know you're doing, so we're going to talk a little bit about that now, is collaborating with other people. And I
Mhm.
know how difficult that is, because to collaborate means you need to look for a win-win. And not
Yes.
many people, I look at a win-win on a scale of 10.
Mm.
So you start with 10 and I start with 10, and we go in together, we have a discussion. And after a while, I've only got 2 ticks, but you might have 5 ticks. To me, that's a win-win, because at least I've got 2.
Yes.
But other people say, no, you've got 5, I want 5. If you've got 5, I want 5. Now that isn't a collaboration. You know,
Yeah.
that's competition.
Yes. True. 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 Pretty true.
And coming from, you know, our respective backgrounds, we always want to win, don't we? You're an entrepreneur, you want to win, don't you? You don't like losing. No, you want to win every time. I mean, we all want to win every time. But the key
Yes.
thing is we need to be in that collaborative arena where a win-win might be you score 5, I score 2. That's a win because I've got 2. Equally, if you score 2 and I score 5, that's a win as well.
True.
Yeah. So just tell me just a little snippet about a collaboration that you're doing currently. And I believe it's in the scooter world, isn't it? In the mini bikes or whatever you call it.
Uh, can you elaborate a little more again?
But when you're collaborating with other B2B, B2C type businesses,
yes.
and, you know, rather than I don't want to give away, you know, the crown jewels of the organisation or any confidential conversation you've got going, but can you
Yes.
give a very simple example of a collaboration that started and it's working and it's succeeding and you're both winning?
Got it. Now you see, like earlier when when I started my conversation with you. So earlier I told you I'm providing a hardware also. See, when it comes to hardware, actually, a lot of work is involved in this. So the thing is, when I feel actually to start, manufacturing my chargers. I wanted to start manufacture some of my own chargers also with my own brand. So and wanted to white label the charger. So according to a client requirement, that's what I thought to do. But when I see in the market, as you said, actually, instead of reinventing the all wheel, actually, I collaborated. I collaborated with, some Korean companies and some Indian companies and some Chinese companies, and make it happen for my client. It's something like where I'm working as a B2B and I'm working as a B2C also. So I'm working for a customers to get the technology from a different places according to their budget. Say they say, okay, I have a low budget, we have a solution, and we have a, if they have a high budget, we have a solution. And we worked in a collaborative manner with the other, vendors, we can say, or companies, we can say, or the people who are there in a competitiveness in the market. Okay, so we collaborated with them. So we never feel that okay, this guy is a competitor to us. Actually, we are into software solution. The software can integrate with any sort of hardware when we say, okay, so we never feel that okay, this guy is a competitor to us, and we never look at the person, he's a competitor guy. As you said, actually, win a if there is an opportunity of getting 10 things, so you take 2 things and I'll take according to our availability. So you take 10 and I'll take 2, or you just share it among us, and let us share it to somebody. So in this fashion, actually we work with many companies collaborative fashion. and we invited people to come and join with us. Actually, right now we are also working towards to come up with EV vehicles also, which is in a three-wheel sector and which is in a two-wheeler sector. So we collaborated with a few companies in India itself to come up with three-wheelers and two-wheelers. So when it comes to three-wheelers, actually we are introducing these three-wheelers on our ecosystem to rural areas, wherein actually we are providing some sort of e-autos for our rural areas. And we are providing, we are collaborated with another company and providing two-wheeler scooties, e-scooties for state tourism development to reduce some pollution in tourism places. So when it comes to collaboration, actually it is a good idea to collaborate with somebody who has a good knowledge or good ecosystems with them. So we are pretty much interested to do that, and we are doing that. And we are also ready to, if anybody, providing some sort of technology, we are ready to collaborate with them. And, if anybody wants to collaborate with us, we are open to do that also. We are open to, work with them, and we are open to accept their technologies. So any sort of JV, joint ventures, any sort of collaborations, we are ready. We are ready. So only thing, just what we wanted to provide, our single point solution aim is just work with anybody and provide a quality solutions to customers and users, and customers and business people. So like this, we are already doing that, and in future also we are pretty much open to do that. So this is what my idea, my opinion on a collaboration.
I'd like to add a few points here, Neville.
Yep, go ahead.
See, the electric vehicle is a very vast subject. It's an open opportunity for everyone whoever wants to enter this area, because the electric vehicles are slated to replace the petroleum-based or gas-based vehicles, especially the vehicles which are running on the road. So I'm not talking about the heavy machinery, but I think the individual vehicles which are running on the road can be easily replaced by electric vehicle. Why? Because electric vehicle and the petrol vehicles behave in the same manner. If you fill the tank in your petrol vehicle, it will last for another 300 miles. Same is the case with electric vehicle. One charge will take you to 300 miles. After that, you have to either refill or you have to recharge. So the effect is the same. Second point is the electric vehicle innovation has reached the peak because it has nothing. It has a body, it has an electric motor. And whatever research required to run an electric vehicle and charge quickly is in the area of battery, not in the vehicle. So I think there is an open field with regard to the charge solution. And that is why Single Point as a company is rolling out the, or rather focusing on the charge solutions. Because if there is no charge, there are no vehicles. So I think that is something that I wanted to bring from my side, that the innovation in electric vehicle is not actually in the electric vehicle, it's in the charge solution.
So basically, I wanted to add a word. Actually, it is a EV infra. We call it as an infra. Actually, when there is an infra, then the vehicles will run on the road. So we call it as an infra. So single point solution is almost concentrating more on infra, creating an infra for EV vehicles. That's what single point solution is trying to work with the states and even central government also to central government is taking a big initiations towards this EV infra. By 2022, actually, they wanted to show a good quality infra for EV vehicles, so that people actually, users or public can go and buy the EV vehicles in a two-wheeler or three-wheeler or four-wheelers, So that's what we are, as a single point solution, we are creating some ecosystem around to this EV space.
And it's important, and it's good you jumped in there, CK, because let's get back to where we started here. We need to be pitch perfect. When we're promoting our organizations, we need to be pitch perfect. So in many respects, it's how, and I don't like the word pitch, as you know, because we should stop pitching, but we need to be listening to what the audience was. And just as we wrap up here, but Satya, you said it right in early on in your story, you listened to what the problems were of your client.
Yes. Yes.
If we can focus on those problems.
Yes.
And we can be collaborative in the fact that you may not have the solution.
Yes.
But you have a component of those solutions.
Yes.
But you know other people that can help fulfill the solution.
Yes.
Through a collaborative way, not a competitive, but a collaborative way, then we all win.
Yes.
And I think what you've demonstrated today, so thank you in advance, is that not only do you say you're open for collaboration,
yes.
but I truly believe you. In this short conversation, I truly believe you. And that is part of what we're trying to do here. Get people to understand who you are, why you do what you do, trust you, get to know you, and then guess what? They'll come back and ask you for your opinion on things you've never even thought of, because you become that, trusted partner.
Yes.
In a world of confusion and a world of competition, believe you me, that is very rare. So thank you for your contribution today. I wish you all the success in the world. I know we'll keep in touch going forward. This is not the end of our discussion, I'm sure. And thanks, CK, for setting this up as part of our roundtable approach. And just a big thank you to the two of you for those smiley faces, because without smiley faces, nothing is going to happen.
Yes.
Thank you, Neville, and thank you, Satya. Really appreciate you coming to the Top Brass Roundtable. And we have come to the end of this session today, but we will definitely find another opportunity very soon in future, invite you both to discuss on a new technical subject. And also, as you said, Neville, try to make a pitch by listening.
Thank you very much, CK. And nice meeting you, Neville. So see you again.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.